Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are out here in nature, baby. Are you ready to go to the fifth dimension? How to recognize you're in the fifth dimension. Let's just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. We got a whole lot to talk about. Right now, there is a global awakening happening. How do I know? Because I receive tons of messages. A lot of people write to me telling me about their spiritual awakening. How the 3D is starting to look awfully strange, Ralph. We ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? A little strange. Let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. You see, what happens when you outgrow the 3D? You have been told you are living in the 3D, but what happens when you outgrow the 3D? When reality begins to look different for you. You are now entering a different dimension. You are now creating a whole new reality. And it definitely is not the 3D. What is dimension? A measure of spatial extent. A dimension is a level of consciousness. So, a lot of films recently, such as Interstellar, have been talking about the concept of the fifth dimension. Inception. Look at it like this. I want you to look at a dot right now. Oh, so cute. I know. A dot has no dimension and it can see nothing. It's just a cute dot. Now, what is the first dimension, Ralph? That would be a horizontal line. That is length. And from the first dimension, you can only see that dot. That's so cute. Now, the second dimension, Ralph, that would be what the great Carl Sagan spoke of when he called us flatland creatures, okay? That is length and width. That would be an ant's reality. And from the second dimension, you can only ever see the first dimension, the 3D. That's us. Yippee! You can experience length, thank goodness, width, and depth. That's a good thing. Length, width, and depth. But what if I told you you aren't actually experiencing a 3D reality? Because our brain tricks us by putting 2D images together to create what we call stereoscopic vision by extrapolating depth. It's just an illusion. Can you see what is behind that person right now? No, you can't. So from the third dimension, you can only ever see, you guessed it, the second dimension. You are watching this video on a flat screen right now. What about the fourth dimension, Ralph? Einstein spoke of the fourth dimension as being time. Time is just an illusion, Ralph. Tell me about it. There is no time, there is only movement. When you are moving through the 3D, you are experiencing the fourth dimension. It's time. It can also be seen in the shape of a tesseract. which is two cubes, 3D cubes together, joined. That's a tesseract. The only way to experience the 3D fully is to be in the fourth dimension, or a tesseract, a hypercube. What about the fifth dimension, Ralph? That is the unified field where everything is connected. Two great physicists, Kaluza and Klein, did experiments around the fifth dimension, gravitation and electromagnetism, showing that it is possible that a fifth dimension exists. Well, if you go into ancient knowledge and wisdom, they always knew this. In ancient Egypt or Kemet, in Sumeria, they realized we weren't just this physical 3D body. We were the primordial life force flowing through it. Slow motion this side. Holy shift! There is a huge shift happening on the planet. And it is because we are outgrowing the limitations of the 3D reality. What happens when you realize most of your life? What happens when you realize most of your life has been a lie? From school, to politics, to religion. For the first time, you're like, oh my gosh, what reality have I been living in? And that's why a lot of people are moving out of the 3D to the 5D. Now let's really dive deep. How to recognize you are in the fifth dimension. What's helped me along my journey is to realize, where did my watch go? You are letting go, that's better, of linear time. Time does not exist like it used to. No, say that again, Ralph. Time does not exist, period. In the fifth dimension, there is no time. In the third dimension, there is man-made time. Past, present, future. And this is why so many people live in chaos, because they are stuck in the past, wanting to go to the future. You are living in the fifth dimension if you realize there is only now. The past, present, and the future are all happening simultaneously. From the fifth dimension, all potential possibilities are happening in 3D time and space. There is no separation between past, present, and future. Everything is happening at the same time. And I tell you what, deep divers, I often meet people who are like, I lose track of time these days. You're in the fifth dimension, baby, where time does not exist. A beautiful feeling. You see, if you are losing this idea of things being solid, because that is what you have been programmed to believe. It's all BS, belief systems in this 3D matrix, that everything around you is solid. Okay? Quantum physics is showing us that our universe is not as solid as we think. In fact, it is not solid at all. So, Newtonian physics talked about how the world we were living in, everything was fixed, deterministic, matter, almost like a mechanical universe. which we were victims of. Victims of matter, we had no influence on the outside world. Quantum physics and quantum physicists are showing us that nothing could be further from the truth. We are actually living in an interactive universe. The double slit experiment shows how the observer can change matter just by observing a particle. You start to change it. We are living in an interactive universe where there are only waves of energy. This is what we call the field. And a lot of people are having out-of-body experiences. They're astral traveling, lucid dreaming. This is how to know if you're in the fifth dimension. When you lose this identification solely with just a 3D human body, you realize that you are the ether, that which cannot be seen. You are the primordial life force. That good ass prana, baby. You start to realize that you do have power over the universe and you create your reality. If you are experiencing that today, you are in the fifth dimension. The great Dr. Bruce Lipton, he's been on Infinite Waters before. He spoke about the biology of belief, how our perception can actually alter our, so amazing, how our perception can actually alter, wait for it, our genetics. Oh my gosh. Epigenetics, how our perception can change our DNA just by what we believe. Our attitude is actually now changing our blood chemistry. Neuroplasticity states that our brain changes based on our experience. Tons of research from Harvard, Stanford, Dr. Norman Deutsch, the brain that changes itself. So nothing is fixed. And that's how you know you're in the fifth dimension, when you can start to change matter. You can put your intention out there into the universe to experience whatever reality you choose. So the 3D reality is where everything is separate from everything else. My country, your country, black, white. In the fifth dimension, which is the unified field, there is no separation. Everything is entangled. Everything is connected. It's so beautiful. How to recognize you're in the fifth dimension. You are learning how to let go of fear. You see, what keeps us in the 3D dimension or the 3D prism, because we are only seeing a tiny bit on the electromagnetic spectrum. We'll come to that later, which is visible light. You can't see infrared, X-ray, unless you're the cat down the road. You, for the first time, are learning how to let go of fear, which is false evidence appearing real. You see, fear is what keeps you locked into this 3D dimension. That's why they are pumping you full of fear, to keep you locked on the lower vibrations, to keep you stuck in the third dimension. You know you're in the fifth dimension when you are learning to let love guide you and not fear. Fear is taking a backseat. You are no longer allowing fear-based media to control your life. You are no longer allowing scarcity to control your life, because the 3D, oh, it's dog eat dog world, Ralph, is all about scarcity and lack. The fifth dimension is about abundance, because everything is plentiful and everything is connected. So for the first time, you're letting go of fear. What is the fifth dimension? The fifth dimension is the love dimension. Love is a higher frequency than fear. Love will set you free. That's the fifth dimension. If you are rising in love every single day, you are in the fifth dimension. It takes guts to be kind and gentle these days. Okay, so the love vibration, 5 to 8 hertz, is the fifth dimension. Look at dimensions like perspectives. Fear is a very limiting perspective. If I'm very afraid of everything around me, I live inside a box. If I rise beyond fear, I'm free. I'm in the fifth dimension, baby. No time for fear. There is only freedom. How to recognize you're in the fifth dimension? You, for the first time, are losing this false mindset, this false belief that there are no opportunities. You're not saying anymore, opportunities aren't coming my way. That is 3D thinking based on survival. To know if you are living in the fifth dimension, you realize you have an abundant amount of opportunities, therefore you have infinite possibilities. Because the fifth dimension, everything is happening simultaneously. You can do anything, be anything, can go anywhere. You aren't bound by time, linear time. And time was given to human beings by the Anunnaki, by the Archons, to control you. When you are breaking out of time, you are now in the fifth dimension. That's a secret, because time is what is keeping humanity in a perpetual state of slavery. When you are living in the love frequency, there is no time. Ever kissed the woman of your dreams, the man of your dreams, and time just disappears? Oh, that's the fifth dimension, baby. Time. Professor Hawking, the great physicist, spoke of imaginary time. So we have horizontal time. Imaginary time is where time is also vertical. Woo! How about that? Okay. So for the first time, we are realizing that we are living in an interactive universe, okay? We, the observers, can change everything around us by changing our intention. How to recognize you're in the fifth dimension? You are beginning to eat a healthier plant-based diet. You don't want to cause harm to what you can't create. You're taking care of animals right now, maybe opening up an animal sanctuary. You're in the fifth dimension, because once again, the fifth dimension is the unified field all around us. Everything is connected. What's happened on the planet? You are killing your friends. Over 64 billion animals killed every single year. That will only keep you in the third dimension. What goes around comes around. Karma. What you are doing to those animals is what is being done to you on a cellular level in your DNA. So I had to let go of meat. Many years ago, I said, okay, I want to go to the fifth dimension. Started to embrace the plant-based diet, juicing up, green juice, apricot juice, grape juice, moringa powder, packed full of antioxidants. You see, as you are moving to another dimension, your body is feeling lighter. And a lot of people tell me once they stop eating meat, they feel lighter, they feel healthier, they feel happier. You're in the fifth dimension, baby. Welcome home. How to recognize you are in the fifth dimension. There is no more limitation. The only limitation that exists is the limitation you create with your mind. Slow motion this side. Go and watch the Matrix film and be blown away. So ahead of his time. There's a boy in the film The Matrix who has a spoon. And he tells Neo, don't try and bend the spoon, for that's impossible. Only try to realize there is no spoon. There is no spoon. If you realize that, you're in the fifth dimension, because as you change, as you bend, the world starts to bend. The spoon starts to bend because there is no separation. 5-dimensional concepts in that film. Check it out. The Matrix. How to know you're in the fifth dimension. You are becoming an architect of your reality. Now, past, present, future. In the fifth dimension, that doesn't exist. So if you have this uncanny ability right now to reconcile with your past through lucid dreaming, I do it all the time. I talk to my younger self. How you doing, Ralph? I'm good, right? You can actually heal yourself by reconciling with your past and you can heal yourself by reconciling with your past and bring it up to now. Do you know how powerful that is? You can heal unresolved issues within yourself. I used to have dreams all the time where I was talking to a younger version of myself, even myself when I was 5 years old, right? Even myself when I was 5 years old, I was healing myself, saying, Ralph, it's okay. Someone stole the cookies, right? It's okay that you have to go to school, right? I was doing this recently, talking to my younger self, because that still exists. Realize this, in the fifth dimension, there are infinite possibilities. Every single action you will ever take is already a possibility out there. Slow motion this side. To recognize you're in the fifth dimension, you are reconciling with your past through lucid dreaming, astral traveling, out-of-body experiences, and you're making peace with your past. You're making peace with your past. That's how you know you're in the fifth dimension. You can heal yourself. You can go back in time and bring it up to right now. The internet is proof we are in the fifth dimension. Ever wrote a comment under one of my videos and then go back and say infinite love, right? You went back in time to change the past, but it's happening right now. The internet shows us the future too. Google know what you are going to buy. We are moving to the 5D. Because in the 5D, you can change the past. You can see the possibility of the future. And everything is happening right here, right now. How to recognize you're in the fifth dimension. Your third eye is opened. You can hear things you didn't hear before. You can see things you didn't see before. You have greater depth. You are no longer a prisoner, but you are co-creator of your reality. Things no longer are happening to you. You now realize they are responding to you. And that's how to recognize you're in the fifth dimension. There are infinite possibilities. Okay? So there you have it in a nutshell. That's how you know you're in the fifth dimension, baby. No matter, spirit, you're feeling lighter, and then, well, you just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Yeah. Beautiful deep divers. We are out here in the fifth dimension, baby. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana. Just like in The Wizard of Oz, the power was you all along. Let's just do that again. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Have a beautiful day, deep divers. Infinite waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. You! I'm in the fifth dimension and it feels so good right now.